Hello, welcome. So today we're going to be reading through some Today I Effed Up. Are you looking forward to it? Because I am. I love this subreddit. I absolutely love it. Reading the funny stories is giving me life and getting me through, I could tell you. And reading them for you guys too, because I like to do that. And like I pointed out in a previous video, we are now a quarter of a way to 1,000 subs, and I think that's insane. Maybe when we get to 1,000, I'll find a way to do an actual camera video with me in it, but without my face in it, because I don't want my face on the internet all the time, you know? I don't know. I'm sure there's a way to do it and make it fun. Maybe I'll dress up as the vampire of my dreams. But yeah, if that sounds like something you'd be interested in listening to today, then please do stick around and enjoy. So, we're starting off the video today with Today I Effed Up by telling my kids they had a crack in their butts. Oh, kids are great, aren't they? You can't say anything in front of them. So, I forgot the age-old lesson. Kids, repeat everything you say. I am 28, have 3 kids, 7, 4 and 2. While making dinner, was just laughing and joking with them about anything that could pop up in my head. I decided to play the long con, stopped everything I was doing, and looked at my 4-year-old and started to panic. I picked her up, looking her up and down. Me. Oh my God, it finally happened. How are we going to fix it? 4-year-old. What? What's going on, Dad? Me. You've got a crack in your butt. 4-year-old immediately breaks into tears. Oh no. 7-year-old. Really? Everyone has one. I got her calmed down and had a good laugh about it, thinking that was the end of it, until this morning, with a very angry call from her teacher. She proceeded to go to school and tell all of her friends about the cracks in their butts, creating a classroom of 34-year-olds. 34-year-olds, by the way, not 34-year-olds. Although a classroom full of 34-year-olds would probably be hysterical. All in hysterical tears because their butts have cracks in them. Oh, I love that. TLDR, keep your cracks to yourself. Oh, that's great. That's great. It reminds me of it not long ago, actually. And then down in the comments, Salem Anti-Cormorant says, did you tell them what can happen if you use shampoo or conditioner that repairs split ends if too much of it flows all the way down your back? And then Glitter Kicker says, laughing my butt off, I'm going through comments for jokes to tell my sister's kid so I can keep my coolest uncle status, and this is absolutely getting added to the notes. Oh, this reminds me when we were kids, my dad is such a flaming jokester, but he's got a very dry sense of humour, so sometimes it's hard to tell when he's actually joking. And my sister, I love her, she's so fucking gullible sometimes when she was a kid, and he convinced her that bulls were born with rings in their nose. He convinced her that mountain goats had their legs on one side of their body shorter than another so that they could climb the mountain without getting leg strain. When she asked what happens if they turn around, he was like, well, they roll all the way back down, don't they? Honestly, so funny. Friends of the channel of the testy having variety, you may want to close your ears for this one. So, today I effed up, I accidentally clove oiled my balls, and it was worse than wisdom teeth removal. Oh, wow. So, tell me why I'm getting ready for bed, right? I had a new pair of underwear laid out. I've been using clove essential oil mixed with castor oil for my hair. Just a few drops in my hand, rub it on my scalp, and feel the nice burn. All good. Anybody else think that clove oil smells absolutely rank? Or is it just me? I also think that cloves taste absolutely god-awful. Ugh, I'll never forget accidentally biting into a full clove once that my mum had forgotten to take out some food she'd made. I think my soul left my body. Not dramatic or anything. But tonight, I foolishly moved my long A arms and knocked the cap off the clove oil. It flew across the room and landed on the ground. No big deal. or so I thought. About a minute later, I feel the most horrible pain imaginable. Like, worse than getting all 4 of my wisdom teeth out. It literally felt like my balls were being melted off in real time. Turns out there must have been just enough clove oil on the cap, and somehow it got onto my balls when I bent over or something. I sprinted to the bathroom, washed with water, which made it burn even worse. You should have used washing up liquid, like fairy liquid or whatever you call it in whatever country you're in. You know, dish soap, because that gets rid of oil. Anyway, too late for that now, clearly. And stood there half naked in full regret mode. After what felt like an eternity, I slapped some No, not more oil. You're just spreading it around. I slapped some vitamin E oil on there. Blessed relief. The pain stopped. But now I've got blisters. Shame and trauma. Oh, you poor thing. I hope your little boys survive and get through this. Anyway, I hate having long arms, but I think my balls will be okay. I mean, I will pray for your testes. I'm not religious, but this once I'll do it. And then down in the comments, Borg Granta says, maybe go to the hospital. Since blisters make it sound like chemical burns, you have to make sure there is no serious damage. And then the OP says, Flip, you might actually be right. Okay, I will. And then okay, yeah, that. I'm guessing this is not the optimal battle you anticipated. I bet not, but definitely second the going to the hospital, because the skin down there is far thinner than the skin on the rest of your body. So probably not somewhere you want to have chemical burns. And then we have an update. I never thought I'd be so invested in a stranger on the internet's nethers, but here we are. So, as you know it, if you don't know, click on my profile, but I accidentally put clove oil on my balls, and they burnt and got blistered up. I was just going to stay home and chill, but the comments urged me to go to the doctor. I go to the doctor, and tell me why, as I told a nice Indian male doctor my issue, he laughed in my face for a whole 5 minutes. No, that's not very good bedside manner. That was so embarrassing. I wanted to sink into the void. He then asked me why I was actually here, and I told him, no, I am serious. He then put on a stern face, and he ended up checking me out. I had to retell the story to him. Bro had to squeeze the balls to make sure everything was okay. I bet you nearly hit the roof when he did that, seeing as they've got blisters. He ended up prescribing me a hydrocortisone and told me not to wear any jeans and wear loose underwear. The reddening of the skin is still there, and I hope there won't be any scars. Only time will tell, but, yeah, I'll never make that dumb mistake again. I still haven't told my parents. I ended up just taking a lift because I didn't want my parents to have any other reason to be disappointed in me. Oh, bless you. And for everyone saying this is an AI story, I would never lie about my balls burning. That was the worst pain ever. Like, it literally brought tears to my eyes. And yeah, lol. Also, there are minor blisters. They look god-awful scary, and I don't want to see them anymore. He said it should go away with the help of the ointment cream. TLDR, I burnt my balls and was going to stay home until people told me to go to the doctors. And thank goodness they did. I mean, I guess you'll definitely never do this again, because who wants to go and be laughed at by the doctor again? And then down in the comments, Silvers says, lol, that's a doctor with a bad bedside manner. Sorry, bud, but at least you got a fun story out of it. And in case of scrotal scarring, you better start working on your Joker Origin story. On your Joker Origin. Why can I not say origin? Can you hear my cat, by the way? He's sitting on my knee, aren't you? You want to know how I got these scars? My father was a drinker and a fiend. Very dramatic. And then Radical Flyer says, ballside manner. Ah, I see what you did there. I see what you did. I'd say we've got time for one more, wouldn't you? Today I effed up by using my iPhone as a hammer. The police were not amused. Why would you do that? Aren't they like 900 quid? Like, expensive. Why would you use it as a hammer? So, maybe not the brightest hour. I just wanted to get a nail out of the drywall and it would not budge. I had the idea of if I could knock it in, maybe that would loosen it and it would come out easier. Already I'm struggling to see your logic. Too lazy to walk a flight of steps, I thought. I'll just use my phone to tap it in. The good news is that it worked. The nail went in, I grabbed it with my fingernails, got a good grip, and it came all the way out. Woohoo! The bad news is that it apparently triggered the accident setting on the phone and called 911. I would have thought it would have made a sound while doing that, but it didn't. I guess I did not hear the 911 operator answering. About 10 minutes later, the police are knocking on the front door. 2 cruisers in the driveway and an EMT ambulance pulling up. They were on alert as they thought it might be a kidnap/domestic violence issue. After we all figured out what happened, we had a good laugh. Not. If it happens again, I will be fined and maybe charged. Oh dear. Lesson: don't use your phone as a hammer. Should have been obvious. TLDR, used my iPhone for very light hammer work, set off the accident trigger, police/ambulance show up, police not amused. Yeah, and I also bet they were looking at you like, do you have brain cells, my dear? Next time, let's not use expensive technical equipment to hammer in a nail. How about that? And then down in the comments, Matt Dean 4130 says, I discovered this was a thing last week. Took my motorcycle for a little unplanned slide. Limped it home only to find like 7 missed calls from the police on my phone when I grabbed it from my jacket. Knock. Yeah, your phone's telling. It's telling on you. Honestly, though, actually a really good feature for someone who is a biker because, sometimes getting knocked off a bike could mean getting knocked out very easily. So kind of a good thing, actually. Anonymous Bopper 767 then says, it freaked the F out when I was on a roller coaster. Imagine the dispatcher hearing screams. Oh no! They did text me though with, based on GPS, we think that you're at amusement park and not having an emergency. Contact us directly if this is incorrect. I didn't read this text until I was home like 2 hours later because I was having fun hanging with my friends. I wasn't looking at my phone. And then I freaked out that it was spamming my emergency contact, my GPS location for that long. I'm not sure if Apple has since refined it to not trigger based on geofencing. I shut it off after that. Yeah, I think I would have to have something like that turned off, unless like the other guy, like the motorcyclist. I think I'd have to have it turned off because like I drop my phone all the time. Like I don't have an iPhone, so I don't have that issue. But I drop my phone. I send it for a like weekly fly down the stairs. So it would be a terrible feature for me to have. Okay, so I think that's where we're going to leave it today. A lovely little today I effed up before bed. Lovely. I'm going to have amazing dreams tonight. I joke. But yeah, if you made it all the way to the end, then I thank you very, very much for being here. And if you give a little like and a subscribe, I'd appreciate you even more. And it helps you find your way back here for more of this nonsense. So yeah, whatever you're doing for the day, I hope you have a good rest of your day. Goodbye.